of the most disturbing aspects when it comes to property fraud is the frequency with which this happens and how easy it is for these guys to get away with some of these things. Now, selling a property two times or selling a property to multiple buyers has become a trend when it comes to fraud, property fraud, which fraudsters use um, to defraud people usually these days. There is this story I would like to share with you. This happened here in Enugu. It's a real life story. So someone bought a property here in Enugu. The man is based in Abuja. So after buying the property, he prepared everything and left to Abuja. So after some time, he was informed that there was a building project going on in his property, that they were in the foundation stage. So he had to come back from Abuja to confirm this story. To his surprise, it was true. So the man inquired to know who the owner of the project was. So when the owner of the project came, he actually said he bought that land from the seller, and the matter ended up in the police station. So the DPO asked them to get their evidence of ownership, their evidence of title of that property. So the man who bought that property first has, luckily for him, he has prepared his all his title documents. So he brought his title documents to him. Unfortunately for the second man who has already started building, he did not do his due diligence. The seller sold that plot of land to two different people, and that seller has left the country. He has gone and relocated to the United Kingdom. Unfortunately for the second man, he's lost both his financial investment, his time, and so many other things. So I'm making this video to give you some basic things. I'm going to give you three things you should do when you buy a property, or three things you should do to protect yourself and your property from fraudsters, from being sold to different people after you've paid for it. So the number one thing, which is the most important thing you should do after buying the property, is to register the property under your name, to transfer the ownership of the property to your name. Now, in order to achieve this, you need the service of a professional lawyer, or a lawyer who knows what he's doing in his field. Now, this lawyer will prepare for you the title documents of that property, and the seller or the former owner has to um, sign his signature on that document with yours as well. You need to register that title document to the Ministry of Land. Now, registering that title document to the Ministry of Land gives the government an awareness that this plot of land, the ownership of this plot of land, has been transferred from the former owner to you who just bought the plot of land. Now, this gives the government the awareness that you are now the owner of that plot of land. So if anyone should go to the Ministry of Lands to verify the ownership of that land, it is your name who they will see there. Although they will see the history of ownership, but they will see your name as the present owner. So that is a very and the most important step you should take in order to protect your property and your land from fraudsters. The second step you should take to protect your property from fraudsters is to fence the piece of land ground. Fencing the piece of land is a very good step to protecting your property, because number one is establish the boundaries of your property. It shows people the boundaries of your property, avoiding encroach from other people in the surrounding. Fencing your property doesn't necessarily mean that the fence should be in the full length. If you don't have money to build the full length of the fence, you can just build to the waist level. Just half of the main aim of fencing that plot is just to establish the boundary of your property, to protect that boundary of the property. And also, if you also have money, you can fence and gate it at the same time. That is to protect your property from intruders and from unwanted access. Now, the third and final step I'll give to you today is, if you have a property, let's say you don't have money to fence it, you can give that property to someone to start farming on that piece of land. You can rent it out to a farmer to start farming. Renting it out to a farmer establish yourself as the owner. It makes the people around the community know that you yourself are the owner. In case if there is any event or fraudster trying to sell those property, the information gets to you very quick. So it's not a good idea when you buy a property and you just leave it like that. There is no way to identify your boundary, to separate your boundary. You then give it out to a farmer to start cultivating on that piece of land. It is a very risky. It's just like an open check to fraudsters. They might bring people, and cases might rise up. So it is very advisable to, even sometimes, even if you fence the your piece of land, it is very advisable to rent it out to a farmer to cultivate on that piece of land. So so this farmer will give you any basic information about if there is someone coming to sell, coming to ask anything that concerns that land. This farmer usually gives you feedback. And also, if fraudster try to sell that land to someone else, and the person says that there is something like cassava or corn in that piece of land, the person will normally ask for the farmer, or ask around for who the farmer who is farming on this piece of land. They ask these questions, and most of the time, it gets back to you. It's just a way to be in connection with your property, especially when the property is in an undeveloped area. So these are the three things you should do after buying the property in order to secure and protect yourself and the property from fraudsters. Hey, my name is Henry Madu. I'm a real estate consultant based in Enugu. From time to time, I upload videos about real estate content, which helps investors to make right decisions when it comes to real estate investment. Please hit the subscribe button and like and share my video to people who might find this informative. Thank you very much.